So this is Genesis 1:1, and it's from the NIV version, New International Version. So Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty, and darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the water. That's a big thing right there. That's first scripture that we're starting with. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Huge thing. You know, it means so much, yet we want to take so much away from it in the beginning. So guess what? The Bible is talking the beginning of humanity, the beginning of the universe. So in the beginning of this universe, God created the heavens and the earth. That verse just says a lot. In the beginning, God created. And what did He create? He created the heavens and the earth. So He says He is creating the heavens. The heavens are everything out beyond earth. The heavens is supernatural realm, really, because if you study Hebrew enough or study this stuff, you did find out that when it's talking about heaven or heavens, it could be one of three, and these three different heavens. First heaven is our atmosphere. The second heaven is outer space, and the third heaven is God's throne room. So you could say that's like the supernatural. He that so that also refers to me, anyways. That would say, since when you find out that this stuff, like there's three heavens, blah blah blah. This would say, it's also saying God created the supernatural. So, God, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form. Now, that's hard to say what it means, the earth was without form. So maybe that just simply means it didn't have features that it does, all the features that we know and love about the earth. It was just, I don't know how to put it nicely or however you want to say. But it was, without form. It was featureless. It was void. There was nothing on it. It was lifeless. It was void of life. So, that's could easily be what that means. It was without form, without void. There was nothing, spectacular with it about it when he initially created. You know, and what's it say after that? God was hovering upon the face of the deep, and darkness was over the face of the deep. There was just darkness. There was nothing. There was no light yet, except for God, maybe. Shining light from God, but God just is. Doesn't mean He was shining light off Himself. Um, and He was hovering over the waters. Well, waters. Why do we call outer space? Take all your sci-fi series. I'm a sci-fier. When they do shows based on sci-fi, and they do some sort of rank of military type rank. They use what we would use for somebody sailing on the seas. They use a lot of the nautical stuff, a lot of the so it's a different type of waters than what we're used to, but you know it's waters. It may not be the water that we're used to, like the nothingness of space. I'm not sure what more I can say on that. Trying to comment on it, talk on it based on my limited knowledge of things. I'm no, I'd say scholar, but it's not really what I'm looking for. I'm no theologian. I'm just your average guy who's learned some information. And, just thinking out loud for my own thoughts. I never learned anybody saying about the formlessness, the void of life, that, without form, being featureless. I think that might come from me being an artist. I think of something, I can create a spherical object, but, I can create lines on a page. I can create shapes, or however you want to say it. But till I make something to them, I can create these lines all these things you see I'm creating here or putting down. I can have part of it, but it's, in some ways, you know, I just have, if I just have that, yeah, you might say there's a bit of form there, but there's no feature. There's a little bit of feature. I guess I'm talking a very mundane version of, something that just got shape or barely got shape to it. There's no features to it. Is what I'm talking about. It was formless. Well, guess what? If it's formless, it doesn't mean it doesn't have a form, like an outside form. Maybe it means not the outside. Maybe it means the inside form wasn't there. You know, so it was formless. It was void. It was lifeless. When he was, he creates a big tennis ball or however you want to say it. I know tennis ball, but there's no life on it. No trees, nothing. Then it's void. It's void of life. It's formless and void. It's without features, like legs and stuff like that. Tree, and it's without life. It's without trees, animals, humans. So, he created the earth and it had nothing on it. It was just a ball of dirt. Jeez. I got a ball of dirt. Oh, aren't I lucky? Who wants a ball of dirt? Not very exciting. So, God didn't want just a ball of dirt either. He made himself a ball of dirt. Big whoop. And he's like, I've got a ball of dirt. See, this ball of dirt, it has no life. It has no features. It's just a ball of dirt. You know? And then he says, okay, I'm going to do something with this ball of dirt. Get the idea of what I'm trying to say. You know, he made himself he had a ball of dirt. You know, earth means what? Dirt? I think that's what I've heard. So, you know, he had a ball of dirt and it was formless and it was void. It was formless, you know, it didn't have any features. Features, you couldn't tell it from another ball of dirt. So in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.